Sydney, home to some of Australia's greatest ever cricketers. Don Bradman, Glenn McGrath, Michael Clarke, to name but a few. What do they all have in common? They all cut their teeth in the school of hard knocks, Sydney grade cricket, widely regarded as one of the highest standards of club cricket in the world.
I think if you talk to anyone that's played state cricket, anyone that's played international cricket, they'll always go back and talk about grade cricket as the stepping stone for them to becoming what they've become.
When I was playing, it was a tough competition. There was a lot of old heads there, players that played first class cricket, which would then go back to grade cricket and sort of show the young guys how cricket's played the Australian way, and that was pretty tough and uncompromising.
It's a tough place to play, especially for an Englishman, I think. If you can perform in grade cricket out here and deal with it, then you're gonna do okay.
So we have 20 clubs in Sydney from all parts of Sydney, north, south, east, west, and they play two different competitions in the year. One is a full-blown premiership competition, and the second is a separate T20 competition. And in the full-blown premiership competition, they play a mix of two-day games and one-day games. Grade is the feeder to the New South Wales and then Australian cricket team. So there's one thing that every player who's played for Australia has in common, and that is they've played grade cricket in their state of origin. All the players get back and play grade cricket when they can, and generally speaking, every player will play at least one grade game a season.
I love playing for Bankstown. That was where I was brought up, and every chance I got, I went and played for Bankstown grade cricket because I wanted to. It wasn't because I was forced to. I felt a sense of obligation, but also I really enjoyed playing for Bankstown, and it was tough competition. Even if you're playing for Australia, I felt just as much pressure walking out the bat for Bankstown.
The club system in Australia is, very well run and well respected, and it's the breeding ground really for first class cricket.
The guys at the top of the state list and the Aussie players maybe sort of 1 to 5 times a year, with the playing schedules are pretty crowded. But guys at the second half of the Cricket New South Wales list would play 12 games a year. They're expected to be available, and they're expected to be part of their clubs, I guess, for their whole careers. You never really leave your club as an elite cricketer in Australia. You're expected to put back into your club because in most cases the club has given a lot to the player on the way through.
Our club in focus is Eastern Suburbs Cricket Club, known locally as Easts. They play their home games at Waverley Oval, a stone's throw from the iconic Bondi Beach.
There's very few places in the world that have Bondi Beach on its doorstep, and everything that goes with that in terms of the social dynamics. So this is probably one of the most attractive places in the world to be playing cricket.
2012, there was a very rainy county season where I didn't play at all, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get out to Australia. Had a really good offer from Easts. I didn't realise it was such a good club when I sort of signed on with them, and then within about 2 weeks I was pretty confident that I made the best possible choice.
In the last 30 years or so, there have been a number of overseas players who have joined those that have been developed by the club. Tony Greig would stand out there because he'd actually been made England captain and yet committed himself to the original arrangement to come here and play. And he did for a number of seasons and had an outstanding record, particularly with the ball. And at other times, Jeff Boycott's been here. We were lucky enough to have Malcolm Marshall bowling for the club. David Warner, with the local flavour in more recent times, an outstanding player who was nurtured by this club. The Robsons, who've been playing in England, Angus and Sam, have both played at this club. Angus is back here now.
I play for Leicestershire in the summer, and then I'm over here for the winter playing club cricket with East. It's got great facilities, as you guys have seen, so a lovely ground to play at, and training's always good with a good turnout, and great location just near Bondi Beach. So yeah, look, it's great. It's good competitive cricket for the winter when I'm back from a county season.
Easts are lucky enough to have the ex-Australian ODI king Michael Bevan as their head coach.
I'm charged with overseeing all 50 players, 5 teams, their development, the practice and how they go about their performance, and the 2 junior teams as well. So all in all, probably 70, 75 players. We train Tuesdays and Thursdays during the season, and from about 4 till 6 and 5 till 7. So, 2 to 3 hours twice a week.
The intensity of training here is a lot different to back in England, where, if I remember rightly, you're lucky to get double figures
You get 50, 60 guys every week at training, you know, training with purpose and with intent. You know, whereas I guess club cricket overseas is more sort of social and you know, you probably get your top team there, but not a whole club.
We try and choose players that are in form, that are, you know, are giving us, meeting the needs for who we're playing. And then one of my jobs at Rolls is to create a basic framework, basic strategy and game plans, and then ask the senior players and the captains really to implement that.
The bloke I'm about to bowl to in here, he's just got 10,000 first grade runs at the weekend. See what he's got.
It's been a rain-affected week, so I'd really like them to focus on the batting and the bowling side of things. The bowlers didn't get a bowl on Tuesday, and so it's pretty important they have a good hit out, I think, tonight. The fielding, because we're short one coach, will get done by hopefully some of the senior players, and you know, I might be able to rally some of those guys around to ensure that everyone's getting what they need in the lead up to this weekend.
There are many differences between club cricket in the UK and Sydney, the main one being that games are played over 2 weekends.
Two-day cricket for us who don't get to play anything longer like 4-day cricket or 5-day cricket is that you have 100 overs to bat and bowl, and it's just such a long time. So I mean, the time is just so fantastic rather than condensing one game into one day.
It's got great benefits in that you can bat for all day if you get the chance, but it's very different in that sometimes you might only get one bat in a month if you happen to bat first, and then you bowl the next week and field first in the next game. So yeah, look, you just got to take your opportunities.
The pathways over here, these guys, if they do some really good performances over a few months in grade cricket, they're looking at getting themselves towards professional cricket. While as back home, I think there's more of an academy structure where unless you're really in the academies and stuff, it's going to take something pretty special from league cricket to get yourself in a county team.
Round 4 sees East take on Manly, one of Sydney's strongest clubs, at another of the city's cricketing hotspots, the Manly Oval.
The only thing I know about Manly is it's a hell of a nice place, so go there, give it our all, and then go and have a recovery swim down on the beach afterwards.
They're a good side. They got quite a few former and current first-class cricketers, you know, and they're in good form at the moment. So I think they're equal top of the league, and we're coming third at the moment. So it should be a good contest, and you know, they're quite a strong club all around the board. We've come off a really strong win against St George, so the boys are feeling very confident. We've had a good training session tonight. Unfortunately, last night with the weather is a little bit abbreviated, but yeah, everyone's feeling good, and we're looking forward to the game.
Next time we'll see how they got on against Manly, and we'll get a taste of grade cricket's social scene.